Start recording. Oh wow, that went off without a hitch. Hello everybody, my name is Falcon. Now, before we get into it, a couple of disclaimers. This video is going to be of my own opinion. I'm going to be talking about my opinion and my thoughts on this matter, right? So please do not take anything that I say completely, take it all with a grain of salt. Also, this avatar is created by Atomic Beaver. Shout out to them. And this world is created by Kieran Echo. I'm on the Dreams train on VRChat. So, a topic about what I want to talk about. The Metaverse. As you all may have known, or may not have known just recently, like within last week, Facebook. I'm going to be calling it Facebook, by the way, instead of Meta, so it's just easier to understand. I'm talking about Meta, but I'm going to refer to it as Facebook so that I don't confuse anybody. Facebook held their Meta Connect 2022 just recently. On that, stirred up a lot of content and a lot of ideas and opinions spreading around the internet, right? One of those things is like, of course, the Quest Pro, people being disappointed at that. I'm personally not. I own a Reverb G2 Omnicept, and the Quest Pro pretty much just looks like a replacement of that. I'm curious about if it's good, but I've heard things about it. I don't know. It's an enterprise headset. And then they also showed off the Metaverse and what it can be, right? And that's what I want to talk about. So, I've seen a lot of the opinions floating around, right? The Metaverse is dead, that the Metaverse is lame and shit, and it's not what it was promised to be. And one thing I notice in all of those videos is that they're only talking about what Facebook is saying. They're not looking at the rest of VR and the rest of social VR as a metaverse, right? They say, YouTubers like Mutahar, Moist Critical, right? Very, very trustworthy people, and you should honestly watch their content. It is wonderful content. It's very informative and very rich in just, entertainment. So, if you notice the way that they're talking about it, they refer to it as the metaverse, and they specifically refer to the metaverse that Facebook is creating, say with Horizon Worlds, right? Yes, they have a valid criticism of that, and Horizon Worlds is not what anybody is expecting it to be, and it's quite honestly very disappointing. We need to take a moment to realize that Facebook is not the metaverse, and the metaverse is not Facebook. I did a little bit of research on this topic actually before starting this video. So let's define the metaverse, right? And it's very base language, and it's in its original meaning. If you look it up on Oxford Dictionary, it refers to the metaverse as, hold on, let me open up the page real quick. Be all up in your face. The metaverse is defined as, by Oxford Languages, a virtual reality space in which users can interact with a computer-generated environment and other users. Right. So, that sounds like basically the game that I'm playing right now, right? If we take that definition and apply it, there is so many more metaverses than just Horizon Worlds and then just whatever Facebook is trying to build, right? You have VR chat, you have Rec Room, you have Neos VR, and any other social VR platform, Pavlov, right? That people can join in on. All of those are metaverses. And another point that I want to talk about, right, is there is no the metaverse. The metaverse doesn't exist. There is no one metaverse, right? And even if we get to the point where we become all of VR software and hardware becomes a unified body that can work interoperably together, whatever fuck Mark Zuckerfuck is trying to say to us, which A, is damn near impossible, right? That's not gonna happen in my time, in my kids' time, or my kids' kids' time, at least not from how it's going now. But there is no one metaverse. Saying the metaverse is disingenuous because there's several of them, right? I just listed off like 4 or 5 of them. And, the metaverse being dead, well, also, it's not. If we were to look at the revenue of things like, I'm going to take specifically VR chat and Rec Room, right? You can look up more on your own, but this will paint generally the picture, right, of what I'm trying to talk about. VR chat's estimated annual revenue is about $13.5 million per year. That's a lot of money, right? That is a lot of money, and there is obviously millions and millions and millions of concurrent players every year, every day, even maybe, right? On VR chat. That's just VR chat. And that is small compared to the biggest metaverse that we have, which is Rec Room. So, Rec Room set records, right? Just recently, its value has been estimated at around $3.5 billion with a B. That doesn't sound very dead to me. And I understand the money doesn't mean everything, but obviously, if a singular video game is racking up billions of dollars, there is a strong base behind it that people are seeing. And Rec Room has that. It has millions and millions of concurrent players, right? It is probably one of the biggest video games in video game history, alongside Roblox, Minecraft, fucking you name it, you guess it. It's right up there with them. It's not small. And this is just also talking about specifically VR. If we want to talk about things that aren't VR, which is again technically breaking the definition of metaverse, you have Roblox, you have Minecraft, you have games like Dota, Destiny 2, World of Warcraft, World of Tanks, millions and billions of people playing those games, right? And I don't think the metaverse is dead. But I also have to agree that what Facebook is showing us and what Facebook is saying that it can be this or it can be that in 2 years, 3 years, that's not a good answer. The investors are not happy with it, and that's showing because Facebook's stock is down by, 30, 40%. You would have to look that up. I didn't do that, so please take what I just said with a grain of salt. But Facebook is promising us things that we don't want or we already have. We already have legs. We already have full body tracking. We already have an amount of interoperability between different metaverses, and we can all join and connect on different things, right? That's not interesting to us. Or at least that's not interesting to me. I'm not going to speak for everybody. I do personally believe that the development of it is very important. Neos VR, which is a damn shame. It is. I almost want to cry with the state of how Neos VR is because of how it recently got treated with NFTs and their pump and dump scam, right? It just destroyed the ecosystem. But Neos VR is the closest we have to a legitimate metaverse. It has file sharing built into the game. It has world creation built into it. In-game world creation, avatar creation, you name it, you can bring it to Neos. And that is more of what we want to see, of what I want to see at least. That is the type of metaverse that I find incredibly interesting, right? Built by creators, built by people who care and put love and effort into it, built off of a platform like Linux, right? You have Linux kernels, and this is going to get nerdy. You have a Linux kernel. You have, say, Debian, Arch Linux, right? One of those, and every single thing of Linux you see is built off of those base kernels. And I personally believe that that can happen with metaverses, right? There can be a kernel metaverse, or at least a platform to build a metaverse on, that people can go in and they can put everything, their heart and soul, their livelihood, they can put their blood, sweat, and tears into it, working on making it a better thing, right? Even better if it's a collaborative effort between people and a company to back that platform. It works best when that happens. Take Autodesk, right? If you've ever heard of something called Instructables, that is exactly what they do. They have a platform backed by a large company with a lot of resources, and then everybody joins in to create and help everybody else. That is what GitHub is. Well, then again, I don't know if GitHub is backed by a singular large company. I don't know if it's backed by any company, but it is that, right? It is a place to share, and it is a place to upload, have a service to host and provide whatever, right? This is a gross underestimation of it. There's a lot that goes into it that I don't understand. But who's to say the metaverse can't be exactly like that? Whatever Facebook is promising us is not that. There's, sure, hopeful PR talk about it, right? And what Mark Zuckerberg is saying, some of it does have incredible merit to it. We already have companies like BMW and Mercedes-Benz designing cars and designing actual products in a quote-unquote metaverse, right? In an industrial setting, of course, where people can collaborate remotely and work on that. Intel has their own way of doing it, right? They have, for some of their fabs, engineers who, come on, through just a VR headset, right? Or at least this is how it used to happen. Linus Tech Tips recently created a really good content piece on that. Please, WAN Show, I forget which WAN Show episode it is, but it's one of the more recent ones as of October 17th, 2022, where people from completely different areas can come in and solve an issue that normally would have taken hours or days to scope out the right person, but it didn't. That kind of metaverse is also very, very good. It's cool and it can work, augmented reality or not. Right. And other things like we're building up the infrastructure for if you want to decorate your house, right? You want to put a couch in your house and you want to build an entire architecture. It's great for that. And this is beyond just the metaverse. This is just AR, VR in general, which is another thing Facebook is pushing hard for if you know the Quest Pro launch and you know the Quest 2. They want that to happen. I want that to happen. I agree with that. But I also don't agree with empty promises. Now, Mark Zuckerberg, whatever you're doing, okay, I hope you do it right. I hope what your vision is beneficial for everybody else in this ecosystem. But I also want other companies to be able to come in and build off of it, and other people to come in and build off of it. And there's a lot of that. So many different people working on different things. You know, Vario, you've probably heard of them, right? They are on the peak, like the advanced forefront of AR and VR, which Vario Arrow review coming soon. Soon by like early next year. I'm going to save up, buy a Vario Arrow, and talk about my experience with that. They're pushing a lot into that, and they are building technology from the ground up for that. Thrillseeker, again, shout out to them. I'm doing a lot of shout outs. They recently created a video. Their most recent video as of now is the best VR headset just got better. And it did. So all of this confusing side tangents and all of this confusing rumble, right? Too long didn't read. The metaverse is not dead. The metaverse is still growing exponentially. And the metaverse is bigger than it ever has been. But there's no one metaverse, right? There's no one metaverse. And what's being promised to us, I can understand that people won't be happy over. At the end of the day, it's all about creation, all about working on a new aspect of technology that can help push forward technology and help push forward a lot of new revolutionary shit. And that may sound preachy, but what of it? This is the thing that I am most passionate about. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other people are passionate about it too, just as much as me. So don't let Facebook try and fool you into thinking that VR, AR is dead. Don't let them do that, because there's a lot more to this beyond just Facebook, beyond just an Oculus headset, right? So much more in depth than that. You know, take a little bit of time out of your day, do some studying, do some research, some defining, and think about it. Also, before I leave, I want to say, don't get into fucking cryptocurrency. That's not what the metaverse is about. For fuck's sake, never do that. That shit is a scam unless it's Bitcoin or Ethereum, but even then it is damn near impossible now to make any money off of it because of how it works. So no, the metaverse is not about cryptocurrency. Don't say it is, or get the fuck out if you think it is actually about that. You're wrong. I'm sorry. That is my hard take. And as always, keep living it. Hello. Living it. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.